Jalen?
The Clippers can do whatever the hell they want, but I'm not going to trust them. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
it's a grown man. He can't even contain the giggle, bro. Look at him.
Yo, welcome to another episode of NizeDat. We got Perry out here giggling like a little boy. Yo,
Calico youth.
we got little youth. We got Jalen Williams and myself.
Hey, Bino, we already had an agreement.
No, I'm not doing this again.
No, bro, we had the agreement.
Yo, Jalen, read the name on the screen.
Jalen. I don't know what you think this is, Bino.
We got a nice show. I'm not buying into this.
Bro,
I'm not buying into this.
What do you mean? You're already sold.
No, I'm not sold. Okay. We got no shortage of topics today. We're going to talk about the NBA Finals because obviously that's the hottest topic right now. We're going to talk about the coaching. Who is a better coach at the moment in the finals? We will dive into that. I think we all know the answer, but it's going to be fun to talk about. There's lots of basketball to be played. And I'm going to ask the guys who their finals MVP would be, depending on the outcome. I will chime in on that as well. We're probably going to agree on one team, and then I think the other team we are not. And then I wanted to have some fun. So I made the guys choose 3 players that were drafted before 2012 so that they're at least around 10 years in the league who haven't won a ring, but they want to see win a ring. I got my 3 players, and I know the guys are ready for that, so we'll dive into that. And then we're going to talk about the USA-Nigeria game. We're going to talk about Nigeria beating Argentina, so they beat number 1, number 4. And we're going to give a shout-out to the Canadian boy, the Ottawa boy, Caleb Algada. Hey, that's family for Perry right there. That's family for Perry. So, yo, let's dive right into it. Yo, Papa Black, what are your thoughts on how the finals are going?
This man immediately turned light skin. He immediately turned light skin. I'm so cheesed.
But that's why I did the way I did it. I didn't want to give him like the satisfaction and stop. So I kept my momentum. And then he's just like, yo, so Perry, what are your thoughts on the finals? How are they going? And are you still confident in your son's pick?
You want me to answer that in the orders given? Or do you want my real answer?
Your real answer.
So, the moon comes, and when it sets, what rises?
The sun.
Exactly. And that's what's going on right now. I think Chris Paul's winning a finals MVP.
Okay, well, you already answered the question.
I'm so sorry.
I don't care. No, it's all good.
I don't even want to spoil it, but I had to. Chris Paul's winning a finals MVP.
Well, combine question 1 and 3. Let's do it. Yeah.
What he's doing right now is crazy. I saw him go on size up Bobby Portis, hezzy, in and out, step back, a whop, blop, pow, and 1. How? Every big bucket that they need, he's the one who scores it. He's killing them. I'm choosing the Suns. I think this is a battle between intelligence and. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I think it's a battle between a high basketball IQ team and a very athletic team that's pretty skilled. And what's going on here is I think this is where Chris Paul and Devin Booker shine. I think the Bucks are doing a good job on Devin Booker. I think this is probably going to 6 or 7, but I have the Phoenix Suns. I think Devin Booker is a mini Kobe. I think he might be better than Kobe when it's all said and done. And I think Chris Paul is about to enter that top 3 point guards of all time debate.
Just before I move on to Jalen, who are your top 3 right now? If you don't have an answer, it's all good. I'm putting you on the spot here.
That's okay. I have Magic Johnson as number 1. That's my guy.
Mm-hmm.
Magic. I have Isaiah Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
I have Magic Isaiah. And I think I'm leaving someone out. So like this list is bound to change, but then I think Chris Paul would be somewhere there to occupy it. Am I missing a point guard?
Steph Curry,
No.
Russell Westbrook. Yeah, I don't know. I
Like
don't
a
know.
Golden State point guard? I don't think so. I think it's Isaiah and Magic that I have as
I
1 and 2.
Jalen, what are your thoughts on the how the finals are going? Are you still confident in your picks? And since Perry did it, I'll give you the chance to do it. Who is your final MVP?
I'm still confident that I still have confidence the Bucks are going to win at 7. Um, I liked what they did in Game 3. I thought Perry brought up an interesting point before on our last episode, talking about Giannis needs to dominate in order for the Bucks to win. Um, to correct Perry's statement, Giannis needs to dominate, and his role players need to show up.
Agreed.
Um, and that's what we got in game 3. We're not asking for, 40-point games. We're just asking for 10, 15 from Giroux. We're asking for 15 to 20 from Chris Middleton. And then we're asking for 5, 10, 12 from Brooke, Bobby Portis, and Pat Connaughton. Hold up, Perry. I'm almost finished. Um, and that's what I think they did in game 3. In game 3, but most importantly, they controlled the glass. And I think that in game 1 and game 2, they did a horrible job of controlling the glass and controlling the tempo. But in game 3, they got on the glass. They rebounded hard. They out rebounded the Phoenix Suns by 7. And I think that was the game changer. DeAndre Ayton only had 6 rebounds when he had 34 in total in the first 2 games. And I think that was that was absolutely the difference. I think my front run for Finals MVP right now is DeAndre Ayton. I think however he performs, the Phoenix Suns perform. Again, he creates so many second chance opportunities for the Phoenix Suns. He's so good in the pick and roll as the roller. He can pick and pop. He does a relatively good job defensively on Giannis. He gets out and he runs the floor. What's his name? Jeff Van Gundy said he's probably one of the best bigs at running the floor in the NBA. As soon as he gets that ball out to his point guard, he runs the floor hard and he makes it difficult for defenses to react and set up. And he's a very unselfish player. I challenged him at the beginning of the season. I said he was atrocious because the first 3 years of his career he was, or 2 years of his career he was. Um, Now this year he's turned a new leaf and he's become one of the premier big men in this game. And I think the Phoenix Suns go as DeAndre Ayton goes. Look, he had a bad game where he got into foul trouble in game 3, and Phoenix lose by 20. Um, so I think that I have DeAndre Ayton as my front runner for Finals MVP. Now, in terms of my top 3 point guards, right now I got Magic, I got Zeke, and number 3, if I had to choose, would probably be AI.
And okay, so yeah, I agree with you on a lot of the things you said. I would go with CP3 as my finals MVP. Like Perry, you painted the picture 100%. I agree with you on that. If the Suns win, it's CP3.
What'd you call me?
I do what?
What'd you call me?
I called you Perry. And then Jalen, I do agree with you that DeAndre Ayton, like we scolded him for a while. Like people scolded him. I know you were really hard on him. You didn't think he was that high pick that he was, right? And now he's starting to show that he's like really breaking out of that shell. He gave a lot of props to Chris Paul, and I think Chris Paul does have a big part to do with that. You look at how Phoenix went undefeated in the bubble last year, and I know we talked about that a lot. And you look at that, and then you think about adding the perfect pieces. All they were missing was leadership to go with that coaching mindset of Monte Williams. And then, bam, this team is like fully loaded, right? You're talking about how DeAndre Ayton outlets the ball, runs hard, and yeah, like I completely agree with you on that one. But I wanted to ask you. So, like Perry said that his 2 point guards, and he said CP3, if he wins the championship, is there. Would you finally, because I know you are very hard on CP3, would you finally put CP3 in that top 3?
No, not in the top 3. I think I have him just outside the top 5 right now. But I'm not sure who my top 5 actually is. But I think if he wins a ring, he has to be a top 5 point guard for sure. Top 3, like I won't argue if people put him in his top 3 list because I can understand why. Just for me personally, I think we forget and we give so many passes to Chris Paul because you know he's we give a lot of passes to Chris Paul even though he's had a lot of failures. We look over them. We look over his entire time in New Orleans. We look over his entire time with the Clippers, his entire time with the Houston Rockets. We look over those failures.
What failures in particular, please?
Sorry?
What failures in particular, please? And before you get into that one,
blowing leads.
Sorry, before you get into that one, I made note of the correction I needed to make. You said you said that I said Giannis needed to be dominant. Mm-hmm. I said that Middleton needed to be dominant. Not Giannis.
You said in order for the Bucks to win games, Giannis needs to be dominant, and it can't be 20 and 10. It needs to be 40 and 10 or 40 and 15. That's what you said.
No, I said Middleton needs to have big games. No, because I've always said that Middleton needed to be the main scorer because he has to shoot free throws at the end. Mm-hmm. Right? Like you can't have Giannis shoot those free throws. Middleton is the more capable 3-point shooter. When Middleton scores high point games, things of that sort, he's also playing defense. I had Middleton over Giannis, to be completely honest with you. So if I said Giannis, I apologize, and I'd like to amend it for Middleton because that's where I thought I was consistently. My fault for interrupting you, though.
Because I think you did say Giannis, but then when you were explaining stuff, you did explain more Middleton. Because I remember remember when I painted the thing and I was like, people are saying that Giannis is the Robin to Middleton's Batman, and that's where you were like, I wouldn't say that, but Middleton needs to have big games for this team to win because he's he flies under the radar basically. So yeah, you did, but you might have actually said the 40 and 10 thing because I do remember that. But yeah, corrected yourself.
I don't know if I said Giannis. I think my point was that regardless of how dominant Giannis is, the impact player on that team, like the person who's going to be able to, I guess, win those games for you is Middleton. Because I remember saying the 40 and 10, but I remember using it as a point as like, yeah, Giannis has to keep those numbers to win Finals MVP, but the most important piece in winning this is Middleton. Does that sound familiar or am I tripping?
No, I'm pretty. That sounds familiar. Jalen, do you want to finish your point before we move on?
Yeah, my fault.
No, it's all good.
What was my no, I'm good. I don't remember where I was.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Chris Paul being outside of your top 5, but you don't have a top 5, which is like the purest form of hatred I've ever heard in my life. Bina, the fact that you glossed over that, you need to grow up.
So I have Magic, I have Zeke, I have AI, I have Oscar Robertson, and
Steph Curry.
Are you sick in your head? Oh, I have J Kidd. J Kidd is my number 5.
And then who's 6?
It will be Chris Paul. I told you he's just outside. Yeah.
I think is better. Is better.
Are you serious, my G?
Yeah.
100%. This is what hatred looks like.
Yo, he has a straight face though.
But he's a father now.
9-time all defense.
Okay.
Jason Kidd has a ring.
This man said it as if I cares, bro. But not as a Finals MVP. If Chris Paul wins Finals MVP, he's in my top 3.
And I didn't argue that. You asked me my list right now.
I'm saying, Booty dead.
I'm sorry.
This Suns team.
No, hold on. I'm gonna ask you to repeat that.
We're gonna.
I said booty dead to be dead ass. No, Perry. When you guys see this clip,
Perry, nice that you out of line, Perry.
When you guys see this clip, I need you to report Perry's Instagram account. I need you to report this. This man said booty dead to be dead ass. Nah, Chief. Nah, bro. Nah. We're moving on to the next topic.
Yo, Perry, you gotta trademark that.
Topic,
yo, Perry, you gotta trademark that. Yo, we moving on.
Man said booty dead.
Yo, we moving on.